My name is Yiling Liu, and I am 19 years old.
Yeah, my name is Anson, and I'm 21.
My name is Chloe, and I'm 19 years old.
I am Yuki Aoyama, and also I'm 19 years old.
It really depends. It's very hard to think for me at the age I am at now. But sometimes when I'm in a relationship, I will have some fantasy about future, so I will think about families.
Yeah, I think I definitely want to have kids in the future.
I would consider to have kids in the future.
No, I don't want to have kids in the future.
I think a maximum of 2 is enough. Because in my family, my parents have me and a younger brother. I think it's been noisy enough.
I think in the future I'd probably want 2 kids just so that they have like siblings. I grew up an only child, and I think a lot of the times I would like to have a sibling or just see what that's like. So I think it'd be good having 2.
2 or 3. Yeah, I'm an only child, so I think I'd want to have more than one.
Because basically, children are always crying and worrying. And also, I don't know how to raise children because it's tough, it's difficult. So.
It's difficult for me to calculate. But I think for me, maybe about at least 2 sets of houses in Beijing. Also, the housing price in Beijing is very expensive, so it's comparable. Also, due to the economic development recent years, it's more difficult to calculate the exact number of money required to raise a child.
Oh, I mean, I think that you should do your best to help raise your kid and support them financially as much as they need until, I guess, whenever they find their job. So I guess even if they're like 23, 24, sure, but if they're not really trying to find a job, I don't think it's important to do that.
I think when they're under your roof and they're living within like your parameters, I think there's definitely a responsibility of raising that child. And I think once they either leave the house or they go to college or they turn 18, in America they're considered an adult, I think then responsibilities start to lessen. And I think but also by the age they're 18, they're the person they're going to be for the rest of their life. So I think once you start seeing who they are going to be forever, right, there's only so much that as a parent you can change or control. So
I'm not sure, but probably because my parents told me that how much money they spend on me, because need to I don't know, I'm not sure, but going to university, going to the high level school, you need to spend much money, so that's tough.
Yes, I think so. I think it's not only shape, but my thoughts are mostly based on the education I received in my country and also the cultural background I received. I'm from China, so I can feel the educational atmosphere in China is very stressful, especially in Beijing, such a big city that everyone would secretly study hard without being known by others so that they can be more competitive.
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think being an Asian person, my family is really big on supporting me and the things that I want to do and helping me go through that. So I think because I got that type of support, I want to give the same too.
definitely, I think I am who I am because of how I was raised and the cultures I was introduced to. So I'm half Chinese, and the other half, my dad grew up in Michigan. So I think I have a lot of those cultures in me, and definitely influenced the way I was raised, down to my morals and values, all the way to who I chose to be friends with. I think it's very much apparent in who you become.
I'm from Japan, so probably coming to Japan, and also basically in Japan, education in Japan is need to go to the school with, go to the high school. It's needed to go to get good job, good quality job. So
Yeah, it will largely affect my decision because it makes me feel like it's more difficult to raise a child. And in the past, like for my parents' generation, they are very careless when they grow up and they don't have much stress about their about their academy. But when it comes to me, it's been more stressful. And now it comes to my younger brother. I feel like my parents are going over their primary school again. Most of the homeworks are assigned for parents, not only for the kids.
I mean, at this point, I think something could change, but I feel like it's pretty unlikely because I feel like up until this point, my opinions are pretty set, and I think I'm probably going to move into that stage of my life pretty soon. So, I mean, in the next 5 or 10 years, I think things would change a little bit, but maybe not too much.
Maybe. I think it depends on my life experiences over the next 5 or 10 years. But I think I really respect the way my parents raised me, and I don't think that's going to change in the next 5 or 10 years. So we'll see.
Probably not, I think, because, yeah, you spend like, I'm not sure, but like in 10 years old and 20 years old, like, probably not change.
Yes, it depends on my partner to a large extent. It will really affect how I raise the children and affect my decision on how many children I would like to have. If my partner is very wealthy and is a very good person to me, maybe we will have a very happy family and we would be more willing to have children. But if we are not very good with each other, or he does not want too many children, then I'm okay with having no babies.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends a lot on my partner's temperament, their attitude, how like adept they are in like raising children. But I mean, I think that I would be able to maybe find someone who's capable of doing that, or like finding someone who has like similar views.
Absolutely. I think obviously I'd want to be with someone who could kind of support my decisions in raising children. And I think before I even consider having kids, I think I would consider being with someone who potentially had the characteristics that I would want to see in my future children, if that makes sense. So absolutely.
Yeah, maybe like, I think depends on like husband, partners, I mean, financial status, I think, because raising children need to spend a lot of money, and like, yeah, so depends on her husband's salary, I think.
Yes, it depends on my financial ability. If I don't have enough money to raise myself, I won't think about having a children.
I think it definitely depends a lot on my financial status or standing. If I can't support as many children as I want, like 2, then I mean, I guess I can't do that, so I would only have 1. But ideally, I would be able to have 2 children in the future. But I think that that does depend a lot on my financial abilities.
Absolutely. I'd love to have 2 to 3 kids, but if I'm not in the financial, like if I don't have the means to have that lifestyle and live to that kind of comfortability, I don't think that I would kind of raise a child in that environment where I wasn't able to. But you never know what's going to happen, and I would hope I'd be in a good position to provide in that sense.
No, I think because raising children, like, that means like raise children with husband or with partner, I think. So does not matter, I think.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up Christian, so I still go to church and all that kind of stuff.
I was raised in a very Christian household as Episcopalian, and I was confirmed as an Episcopalian.
Religion? I think no.
Not really, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think religion has impacted my desire to have children. And yeah, no.
Yes, I think it will. If it becomes more supportive for having children, then I will go with the trend. Yes.
I mean, I would like to have those things and to have those things be like supported in the future, but if they're there or not, I think we could find ways to make things work.
I think definitely if there were improvements to the policies that are in place that allow parents, not just women, to leave the workplace and support their kids while still having paid leave, I think that's definitely something that would influence my like at least financial decisions in having children, and something I'd consider down the road. And I honestly do hope that those policies change, specifically in the workplace, both for men and women who choose to have children.
I think it is important to like that kind of policy because, for example, in Japan, like born children is like need to take a break like 2 months, I think. It is because it is needed because to raise children because the baby is like taking care a lot, so that is important thing.
To be honest, I think this will not have a very large impact on my decision of having child because in the past, like although the medical technology is not very advanced, but the past generations can also have many children in their family. So it's like a necessary process for some family, but it is totally unnecessary for some family, regardless of the medical technology they can access. So I don't think it will have a very significant impact on my decision of having child.
I mean, ideally that happens, and then it makes my decision even easier, so.
I think I'm pretty adamant about having children. Like, I really hope that's something that's in my future. And so obviously if it becomes an easier process, then yeah, of course, I think that will just reaffirm my ability or like desire to have children. So yes, it would impact my decision, but I'm already someone who wants to have kids. So already knowing how painful it might be. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah. If I have baby, like I wanted to raise my child in the country that supported me, like financially and also medically and technically. Yeah,